look, don't mind my scarf or anything. I'm just hoping my hair turns out, the vision kind of like goes together, because when I was flattening my hair, it just a little oily and stringy, and we don't do the oily wraps or nothing. So let's just hope that this all comes together. But I recorded this video, y'all, like, this is probably my 4th time recording it, and I just feel like each time something was wrong, either like I cried and my makeup turned out horrible, or my point didn't get across as valid, or I don't know. So I'm just gonna forget about everything and just tell my story. So when I had Myra, I was going through, like, I was happy. There was nothing really too stressful that I was going through. Like, there was, of course, everyone stresses about things, but there wasn't anything like major that I was stressing about. Like, I was around good, like, everything was cool. And I want to say around the time that Miles, so he about like 6 o'clock in the morning, and he wouldn't get home till like 8 o'clock at night because he wasn't working near where we lived. He was working like an hour away. Like, he had to drive to go get his truck an hour away, and then he had to drive another hour just to go to the residential area that he was delivering to. So he was literally like 2 hours away. So that made me home with Myra. I didn't mind. Like, that's my daughter. I don't care. All day. And when he would get home, like, I would have dinner ready. I would have a bottle for him to feed Myra, like, of milk that I breastfed throughout the day, so he could have that quality time. And I would hop in the shower, knowing that I would be home. And he worked Monday through Saturday, so it wasn't like I could look forward to on the weekends, like, you know, doing things or anything, because it was literally like, oh, Sunday, like, I know you want to rest, so we'll just stay in the house. So I don't know, like, it was just starting just to become too repetitive of a routine that, I mean, I was dealing with at the time, but I just didn't like. And I noticed I started having postpartum when my mom would tell me, like, during the week, like, oh, I'll come over, you know, so you can get in the shower. If Myra was fussy or something like that, I'll come over so you can get in the shower. So she would do that, like, a couple times throughout the week. And then all of a sudden, like, she would tell me, like, oh, like, I had a busy day at work, like, I'm just getting off, like, it's late. And I'll be like, no, like, it's fine, like, you don't have to come over. And I noticed I started to, like, cry. Like, wow, like, she's not coming over, like, I can't get in the shower, I feel like I didn't get anything done, like, I didn't accomplish anything today, like, I'm just not a good mom. Like, all of that was going through my head. So I didn't tell her, I didn't tell my boyfriend. I would just suck it up, continue to do what I was doing, wipe my tears, and go about my business. Like, it was no one's fault that she couldn't come over. Like, I was never mad that she couldn't come over, because I understood. Like, but it was just during that time I was just like, oh, like, you know, I was just, I don't know how to explain it. Y'all get what I'm saying. So then I feel like it just got worse. Like, a lot of things happened in Miles' life, like, regarding, like, deaths and things. Like, our life just took a turn. Like, he had a death in his family, like his close family friends, 2 months after Myra, a month after Myra was born. And then I had a death in my family a month after that. So it was like back to back and same way, if that makes any sense. And I'm not gonna go into detail about that, but something happened, and then it was like we were having deja vu. Like, it was crazy. So that happened, and then I just felt like I was going through a lot of stress within the job that I liked. And let me talk about that. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about that. I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And whoever don't like it, don't like it, and that's that. How can I put this in the nicest way? Never stress over a job that needs you. They need you, because, and when I say never stress over a job, take that sick day, even if you ain't sick. Take that mental health day, even if you want to go get your nails done. And I feel like that's what I wasn't doing. Like, I was putting my job before a lot of things in my life, which, looking back, I would never do that again. It was just a lot of stress throughout my job, a lot of stress that I was like still going, because my family was still going through stuff. Like, I just told you guys, a death happened a couple months after Myra was born, and then another one happened in my family, and it was just a lot to take on, you know. So it was just like my anxiety became higher. I literally, like, I'm not gonna cry in this video, but I literally would walk around every day like, is it my turn to like die? Like, is it my turn to like pass away? Like, because that's how, I don't know if you guys can see that, like, it's like, that's how death was just like around me and Miles. It was just like, whoa, like, you really never know when your last day on earth is. And it's crazy to me. Like, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I feel like once I started going to the new church that I go to, Macedonia Church of Pittsburgh, Pastor Edmonds is a phenomenal preacher, y'all. Like, I have never even spoke to him face to face about my issues, but every single Sunday he preaches on what I need to hear. Every single Sunday, he never misses a beat. Whether it's about my job, relationship, raising a child, being a girlfriend, like, he hits on every single top. Like, he never misses a beat. And I feel like without Macedonia, without Macedonia, without my family, I wouldn't be where I am today. So that's just like the background. So let me dig deep into the story. So I noticed I was having like really bad anxiety, really bad separation anxiety, I should say, with Myra, and like depressed right before she turned 1. And I know that's weird. And I was feeling it before, like I said, like a couple months after she was born. But it really like hit me when she was about to turn 1. And I want to say it was like, oh man, this messed up my brow. I want to say it was like August. Either July or August. Like, I would literally just not want to like do anything, not want anyone to see her, not want anyone to see me. Like, it was just like, I wanted to be, this was the world, and I wanted to be here. Like, I didn't want anyone to have any contact with me, didn't want to see me unless you were like in my close knit circle, family or whatever. And I didn't know why. And like, there would be days that I would just look, like, when I say not want to do anything, I mean like not want to lift my head off the pillow, not want to do anything. And I would want Myra right next to me. Like, it's okay, we're cool. Like, we don't have to do anything today. And then it just became like, okay, like, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do makeup. I don't want to sell makeup. I don't want to be with friends. I don't want to do anything but just be with Myra. And a lot of you are like, you know, there's not a problem with that. There is a problem with that, because at some points you need a break. And I wasn't taking that break even if it was given. So let me tell y'all, Myra, when she was younger, she didn't, the first time she stayed the night with someone else, like didn't stay with me, she was 9 months. I waited 9 months until she was until I was able to like let her stay with someone else. And that was my mom. So that just gives y'all a little background of how much like separation anxiety I had regarding her. So around August, I would just like go to work and just be thinking about like Myra, what is she doing? Is she okay? And I love the daycare that she is with. She's still with them now. Like they will update me on like her day, things that she will be doing. But for some reason it was just never enough for me. For some reason, like it was just never enough. So I found myself talking to my mom, and she had brought it up to me before, like, do you think, you know, you're having some postpartum symptoms? And I'm just like, no, like that could never happen to me. Like, why would you even say that? But like after she brought it up to me, I started thinking like, wow, like, do I? And I started looking up symptoms. So this is where the story gets a little overwhelming. So I started looking up like postpartum stuff, like, but I would only look it up like while Miles was asleep, or like if I was by myself or something like that. And all the symptoms started saying like if you wanted to harm yourself, if you wanted to harm Myra. And that wasn't the case at all. Like I didn't want to harm myself. I didn't want to harm her. I wasn't neglecting her. So what is this? So I'm like, I took this like depression test, and it was like, are you having trouble sleeping? Yes. Are you having trouble separating from your child? Yes. Are you having trouble eating? No. Are you overeating? Yes. So a lot of the questions I scored basically said that I was going through anxiety and I was going through depression. And when I seeked out for help through my gynecologist and my gynecologist, she was a white woman. I don't no longer go to her. She told me like, yeah, like we believe you are going, you know, through some postpartum. And I was like, okay, like, you know, so like what is the next step? And she was just like, listen to this. Go to Western Psych. Excuse me? Go where? For what? For them to put medicine in me that I don't want, that I'm not going to take? No. So I'm like, I don't want to do that, you know. She was like, well, you need to go to your PCP, your primary care physician, to see what, you know, they offer. So I go to him. Let me back up. So by this time, once I figured out that, once I came out and told Miles and told my family that I felt like I was going through postpartum, I feel like it instantly got worse. Like, I would just cry. Like, I would be like, Miles, what do you want for dinner? And he would say, spaghetti. And I would just cry, like, no, like, I want tacos. Like, why don't you understand? And sorry if I heard Myra in the background. So they were just basically telling me like I needed to go to Western Psych. There was nothing that they could do because Myra was already about to be one. So the only services they could give me was to go to Western Psych. I said absolutely not. So I began to express to my job that I just needed time off to get myself together. Let's not even go here. That's suspicion. But I got time. I think I got like a month or no. I got 6 weeks off, I believe. Don't quote me, but I think I got 6 weeks off. So within that time, I literally I knew that within this time I had to get it together. And I put Myra in daycare and got myself together, meaning I dug deep into my faith. Like, I had to pray. My mom had, like, when you're going through postpartum, it's hard for you to admit to other people, like, this is what I'm going through and I need help. for me, that's how it was. Like, it was hard for me to say, like, y'all, like, I'm going through this, like, I need y'all to help me. Like, I'm already a person that doesn't like asking for help, so me going through that, it was extremely tough for me to be like, I need help, like, help me, hey, over here, going through this, like. And I'm a strong person overall, so no one really knew what was going on until, like, I told them, like, this is what it is, this is what it ain't, this is what I need y'all to help me with. So I feel like, let me stop right there. I feel like if you have someone that is going through that, just watch out for the little things. Like, watch out if they say, like, say you want to go to their favorite restaurant, or get their favorite, or go to the mall, or do things that they normally would love to do, and they're like, no, I'm cool. That's what I would do. Like, I love shopping, especially for makeup. And Miles would be like, you know, you want to go here? Like, I just want to stay in the house. Like, why do you want to leave? Like, that's how it would be. And I feel like he noticed it, but he never really, like, what it was. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, he didn't know, like, basically to diagnose me, like, oh, well, you need to have this. And a lot of people don't want you to say, like, you're going through postpartum, or you have postpartum symptoms. Like, y'all, I wish I could explain it better, but this is literally the best way that I can explain it, is don't tell them what they're going through, just be there for them and what they're going through. That's literally the best way I can explain it, because while my mom was telling me for months, like, do you think you're going through this? And I'm just sitting there like, no, I'm not. Stop telling me that. In the back of my head, I'm like, yes, I am. Help. Like, and it's no one's fault that they didn't know or weren't helping me in that instance. But this video is just basically to I guess educate the people who are going through it, and then the people around them to know, like, signs to look out for. I guess that's the best way that I can say it. And let me go back to my story. So when I got approval to leave work, I got a couple of saying they wanted me to go to Western Psych, not my job, but my doctors. And if you don't know, I work with children, so there was never a thought in my mind to hurt any child at all. So I don't ever want people to even jump to that conclusion and talk crazy. But I'm like, first of all, if you ever go to Western Psych, that's for your record. And I'm not just going to go to Western Psych just because y'all are doctors and y'all are telling me. Like, are you tripping? Are you dumb? Absolutely not. Like, no. So what I did was dug deep into my faith, honey, and just prayed. Just prayed. I prayed. I listened to what God was telling me to do. He was telling me basically that I needed to sit down and, like, take care of me, because after Myra was pregnant, I'm taking care of Miles because he lost someone. I'm taking care of my parents because, yeah, we all lost someone as a family, but it hurt. I don't want to say it hurt them more, but I could see that they were deteriorating more and faster than I was. So it was like, let me help them and not worry about myself right now. That's basically how it was, because, like I said, my family endured a lot through those losses. I got a lot of responsibilities had to be held, just a lot. So yeah, like, there was never a time where I just thought to myself, like, well, are you okay? Like, are you cool? And I feel like, as a friend to someone who just had a baby, not even just had a baby, to someone who has kids, always reach out to them and say, like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, not, hey, like, what you doing? Are you okay? And if you feel that that answer is shaky, go to them. Go. Even if they say, like, no, you don't have to come over, pop up. Pop up. And I wish I made this video a long time ago, because I would probably have more friends than I have now, like my past friends, because I feel like they didn't understand, I didn't understand. So in that case, it just looked like I didn't want anything to do with them, which wasn't the case. I just was going through something that I didn't know how to handle. So it was basically just looked like I was shutting them out. So I don't know, this video might be all over the place, but that's literally how, like, I can explain my postpartum. It was literally built up stress that I was going through because I didn't take the time out to just make sure, like, I was okay. Like, I wasn't going out with friends for like a mental break from my space. Me and Miles weren't really going out because we were so tied up and wrapped up in Tamara. Like I said, she didn't leave me like overnight until she was 9 months. So yeah, it was like, it was hard. Even now, only the same couple people watch her. Like, I don't say that at all. So yes, some days are better than others. I'm not saying that I'm fully like back to normal, but I feel like I've learned how to cope with it in my anxiety and postpartum. And the doctors have prescribed me medicine to take and things to do. I haven't done any of it because I've just been praying, and God has been having his hands over me and my family and making sure I am on the right path that he wants me to walk on. And that's literally on that. Like, I'm not, y'all, I wish I could explain it a better way, but if you get it, you get it. Like, there's no real way to explain how to get rid of postpartum. There's no real way to know like a whole bunch of signs, because with my signs, like I said, I didn't want to harm myself. I didn't want to harm Myra. I just wanted to be closed off because I still can't explain it honestly, but I just didn't want to be seen, if that makes any type of sense. Like, I hope to see, and this is why I feel like I recorded this video so many times, because I feel like it never just makes sense. But I feel like if you're a mom, you may like understand, like, because I was like gaining weight, a lot of weight. When I delivered Myra, I was 210 pounds. And if you follow me on Instagram, I was working out during my pregnancy. It wasn't like I was just eating to have fun. Like, I was literally, I'm working with a personal trainer. So when I was gaining weight, I feel like that was just adding to my postpartum. Like, wow, like I'm huge. I don't care if I just had a baby. Like, this is how I felt. I was like, I'm huge. I shouldn't be looking like this. I don't want people to see me. Like, I'm embarrassed. Like, it was a lot, y'all. Like, I don't even, like, there's just not one way to explain it. And that's why this video is so overdue, because there's no way to really explain my postpartum, but to just say, be there for someone. If you suspect any difference in their routine, and like just not them at all, just be there for them. Be there for them. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Be there for them the best way you can. Like, don't overcrowd them, but just let them know that you're there. Like I said, check up, do check-ins, ask that question, like, are you okay? Not what you doing, can I come over to see the baby? You want to go out? Are you okay mentally? Ask that question. Like, that question needs to be asked, especially now. Like, There's so much more going on in the world. People are mentally drained. I can only imagine having Myra in a pandemic, you know? So I try to make sure that the friends that I do have that just had kids, I try to ask them, like, are you okay? Like, right after I ask, like, is the baby okay? Like, how's the baby? Are you okay? Because I know how it feels, you know? So I just want everyone, you know, to benefit from this video in some way, shape, or form. If you have a friend that, you know, you may suspect is going through it, don't bombard them with, you should read this, like, do you think you have postpartum? Like, I think you need to do this. That's the wrong way to go about it. Give them space, but also be there for them at the same time. And guys, if I doubt any guys are watching this, but you know, I'm gonna say it anyway. You know your girl better than anyone else. If you don't know what to do, ask her best friend to come over and sit with her, even if she tells you no. Have her come over and sit. Have someone in the family come over and sit. Just let her have some space. Take her out, even if she says no, because she wants, you know, to be with the babe. Do it. Because everyone needs a break, and you shouldn't be ashamed. I learned that you shouldn't be ashamed to say, like, I physically, mentally need a break. Because if you don't take that break, the only thing that it hurts is your child, because you're not giving them the best of you. Like, you're giving them the tired version of you, the overwhelmed version of you, and you're not giving them everything that they could get if you would have took that break, you know? Be around positivity, be around people that are going to uplift you. If you have a negative person in your circle while you're pregnant, when you're delivering, when you're after your delivery, if you don't have people that are supporting you, you don't have to deal with it. Hey guys, so I never finished off, well, I did finish off the video, but my makeup turned out trash. My makeup really wasn't trash, it was the lighting, I would say. It just didn't look good, so I didn't want to post that clip out postpartum. And I say all of that to say in the previous clips that you really have to be there, even if you don't understand the person that's going through it. You really just have to be there for them, and allow them to push you away, but you still be there, if that makes any type of sense. You have to allow them to have that space, but also let them know that you're still going to be there for them, even if they're pushing you away, even if you may not understand what they're going through. You're going to be there, you're going to love them, you're going to support them, and you're going to help them get back on their feet. That's all I wanted, and that's what I received. So yeah, I hope I explained that the best way that I could. There are days that, you know, I still go through things. I still have my days where I just want to be, you know, alone, or I may feel down. But with that, I write in my journal every morning. I manifest things that I want to happen for the month, for the week, even for that day. So I could say a journal was one of the things that helped me cope. I bought a journal. I wrote everything down that I was going through. I manifested things in that journal. And now back, I was so confused, and I was praying, and I was, you know, just going through a lot. And it's just so overwhelmingly I'm just so overwhelmed with gratefulness and just happy that I can look back and say, like, wow, I was really going through this during this time, and now God has blessed me with literally everything that I manifested, everything that I was praying for in that journal. He has provided that plus more. So if you are able, or if you're that person to write things down, because I wasn't, but I just, you know, started that process of writing things down. Just, you know, 5 minutes out of my day, getting my tea or my water or my juice and just writing. Like, and it's no specific order. Like, just write the things that you're going through. Pray for, you know, you to overcome those things. And I promise you, God's going to come through for you. It might be a storm, but he's preparing you for that blessing. Like, if you're going through a hard time, it's because he wants you to receive that blessing so much more, if that makes any type of sense. But I'm going to end this video because it's probably long. I'll leave questions in the comments or anything. I'll try to help you as best as I can. I love you guys. I haven't been on YouTube for a while, but that's what my next video is going to be about, where I've been. Thanks for all the support that you guys give me, not even on YouTube, but just Instagram and everything else. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, it's Vlogtober, so you guys never know what I might do. Now that I have some things off my plate, I'm able to focus more on YouTube. So I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm driving, so this isn't the best time for me to be doing this video, but I just wanted to end that video so I can edit this part and put it out there. All right, guys, see ya.